back for more. And in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, and Elohim said, let us make man in our image according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground. And in chapter 2 verse 7, and we have the name of God, Elohim formed the man out of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils breath of life, and the man became a living being. And we have the name of God, Elohim planted a garden in Eden to the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground, we have the name of God, Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And as you go to verse 15, and we have the name of God, Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And we have the name of God, Elohim commanded the man, saying, eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall certainly die. And with the name of God, Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. As we go to verse 21, so we have the name of God, Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. And the rib which we have the name of God, Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And the man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed. As you go to chapter 1 verse 27, and Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him, male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over all creeping creatures on the earth. And Elohim said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed, to you it is for food. In Genesis chapter 3 verse 6, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, and she took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate.